Most Americans manage to save just 4% of what they earn, making every dollar hard-fought, and the first $10,000 feels like crossing into another reality. Scientists say this moment slashes your stress, your brain chemistry shifts, and for the first time, compounding finally starts working for you. But that is exactly when banks, debt, and temptation double their efforts to drag you back down. Why does hitting $10,000 change everything? And what happens when the system notices you have made it? Saving the first $1,000 feels like pushing a boulder uphill. Every paycheck, a little bit gets set aside, maybe $50, maybe $100, and yet the end of the month always brings new bills, a surprise expense, or the urge to reward yourself for surviving another round. Most Americans manage to save just 4 to 5% of what they earn. At that pace, stashing away even $100 a month means it takes almost a year to reach that first 4-digit milestone. The numbers crawl painfully slow. 10 months to save $1,000, and that is if nothing goes wrong. For most, the journey starts with a string of false starts. The car needs a repair, a friend's birthday dinner blows the budget. The emergency fund never quite materializes, it always seems to be one step forward, 2 steps back. The bank account hovers just above empty, and every small deposit feels like it evaporates before you can even remember what you were saving for. During these early months, the grind is relentless. Motivation flickers. The temptation to give up is constant. The emotional toll is heavy. Every unplanned expense feels like a personal failure. The process rewires your brain, not with reward, but with endurance. You are learning to say no, to wait, to watch the numbers inch up in glacial slow motion. There is no dopamine rush, just the stubborn hope that the next deposit will finally tip the scale. For those clawing their way to that first $1,000, the struggle is real, and it is the hardest part of the climb. Crossing the $10,000 mark doesn't just change a bank statement, it rewires the entire nervous system. Financial therapists and neuroscientists have tracked this moment, watching as chronic tension gives way to a kind of quiet. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops. Sleep comes easier. Annoyances that once sent the mind spiraling, like a strange noise from the car or a rumor about layoffs, now barely register as threats. For the first time, money isn't just slipping through fingers, it is forming a buffer. With that cushion in place, the brain starts playing offense instead of defense. Instead of panicking over every expense, a new question appears: what can I do with this? Savers notice themselves negotiating harder, walking away from bad deals, or even investing in a skill that could bump up their paycheck. The identity starts to shift. The voice inside changes from, "I hope nothing goes wrong," to, "I can handle it if it does." The numbers prove it's not just a feeling. Stack $10,000, then add $500 a month at a modest 6% return, and the math finally starts working for you. In 5 years, the pile grows to over $20,000 without any windfalls or risky bets. For the first time, compounding isn't just a theory from textbooks. It is visible, tangible, and a little addictive. The discipline that once felt like punishment now feels like power. But this new calm has a shadow. The world outside starts to notice the growing balance too. The sense of safety, so hard-won, carries its own kind of exposure. Banks and credit card companies run silent background checks on every account, but something changes once a savings balance tips over $10,000. Deep in the server rooms, algorithms flag the account as high opportunity. Suddenly, new offers appear: premium checking, higher credit limits, a call from a relationship manager promising perks. The language is flattering, but the math is precise. U.S. Bank, for example, bumps rewards to 2.5% once balances cross $5,000, with even richer offers if you climb higher. At $10,000, the system sees you as ready for upgrades and more fees. A typical premium checking account can quietly siphon $10 to $15 a month if you miss a minimum balance, draining $180 a year. Over 5 years, that is nearly $1,000 lost to what was pitched as a benefit. Credit cards join the party. A sudden jump in your credit line, often unrequested, is less a gift than a trap. The average APR on these cards hovers around 22%. Carry a balance, and the interest can eat through your savings faster than a bad week at work. Auto loan offers appear, tailored to your new creditworthy status. The same bank that cheered your discipline now nudges you toward a car payment that could erase a year's worth of progress in a single transaction. Recent events have only heightened the sense of unease. The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and First Republic in 2023 rattled anyone with more than a few $1,000s on deposit. Even depositors under the FDIC limit faced days of uncertainty, unable to access funds, watching headlines speculate about contagion. The lesson was clear: even the safest seeming pile of cash is never truly out of reach from systemic risk or the quiet erosion of upgrades and fees. As one retired banker put it, the moment your account feels safe is the moment the money world starts working harder to pull you back down. A strange thing happens after $10,000 lands in your account. The panic that once shadowed every purchase fades, and a new voice starts whispering from the sidelines. It's no longer about survival, now it's about what you deserve. The old budget dinners turn into DoorDash splurges. The thrift store habit gives way to the urge for a new phone, a better apartment, maybe even a car with heated seats. This is lifestyle creep, and it is as invisible as it is relentless. Behavioral economists call it hedonic adaptation. The brain gets used to comfort so quickly that yesterday's luxury becomes today's baseline. But the temptations do not just come from inside. Social feeds fill with creators promising generational wealth through meme coins, options trading, or the latest app that claims to make you rich overnight. The pitch is always the same: you've proven you can save, now it's time to get ahead, fast. Influencer after influencer flashes screenshots of five-figure wins, never the losses, and the fear of missing out grows louder. In 2022 alone, Americans lost over $1 billion to crypto scams, much of it from small savers chasing the next big thing. Every new expense, every risky bet, chips away at the hard-won security. The $10,000 milestone, once a fortress, becomes a revolving door if you are not careful. The mind that fought so hard to build a buffer can just as quickly rationalize its unraveling. Recognizing these traps is not about guilt, it is about understanding how easily discipline can morph into self-sabotage when comfort and comparison collide. Alex and Jordan both crossed the $10,000 mark in the same summer. 5 years later, their lives tell two different stories. Alex set up automatic transfers. Every paycheck, a chunk went into index funds and into a separate emergency account. The routine felt boring, but the numbers kept climbing. $23,000 after the first year, $53,000 by year 3, no windfalls, just compounding and the discipline to leave things untouched. Jordan, on the other hand, hit $10,000 and celebrated with a new car and a trip, confident that more money would follow. But the monthly payments and a few credit card splurges started to eat away at the cushion. 2 years later, Jordan's balance slipped below the original milestone, and the stress that had once faded came rushing back. By year 5, Alex's net worth was nearly 4 times higher, while Jordan was still chasing the feeling of security that $10,000 once brought. Every dollar past $10,000 needs a defense plan. The 3-layer money system draws a line between safety and growth and enjoyment. The first layer is the emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses, kept liquid and untouchable except for real crises. The second layer is the growth engine. Regular contributions to index funds set on autopilot let compounding quietly work in the background. The third layer is fun money, a small, guilt-free slice for living, not just surviving. 5 rules protect this structure. Separate each layer into its own account, even at different banks if possible. Automate every transfer so discipline isn't a daily battle. Keep your savings quiet because oversharing invites pressure and temptation. Watch for moments when lifestyle inflation tries to sneak in, like after a raise or during big life changes. Judge progress by habits and growth, not just the number on the screen. Right now, every dollar saved is bait for a system designed to spend it. Banks and brands target the newly solvent, while economic volatility keeps anxiety close. The milestone isn't security, it's the start of a new game. The real challenge begins the moment you finally breathe easier.